After the death of Darkseid, the Dark Knight had gained godlike power. Batman acquired a cosmic artifact of power, called the Mobius Chair. With this chair, Batman gains the ability of knowledge. He knows all the answers to every question and the outcomes to every situation. But the use of this chair is making him lose his humanity. Is it worth it? Batman is all over the place. He is everywhere, and he is defending his home. The bat signal fills the sky of Gotham with light. Naturally, Bruce answers. It's Jim Gordon. Jim tells Batman that all of the criminals that Batman has turned in ever since he gained the chair have been released. The reason they were released is because the justice system cannot prosecute someone for a crime that they have not yet committed. Batman disagrees. He says the people that these criminals would have hurt are alive because of what he did and putting them behind bars. This is it. This is how it is. There is no maybe. The chair sees the future. The chair signals Batman, and he takes off to deal with a more pressing matter. Across town, there is a car full of criminals, and they are readying their weapons to rob a club. But Batman and his Mobius chair appear in front of them. Batman knows in his mind that the justice system will not do anything with these criminals, so Batman comes up with a plan of his own. He will take care of it himself. Batman transports the car with the four men inside to Antarctica, in an area where it rarely gets over negative 40 degrees. He tells them, don't worry, there's a Navy ship coming in about 3 hours. Until then, you guys can use the cushions from your seat to make a fire to stay warm. Then Batman whooshes away. Elsewhere in Gotham, a man is breaking into his ex-wife's house with all intentions to kill her. As soon as he steps into the house, he grabs a knife. And then, poof, there's Batman. We come to find out that the man has lost his wife because he beat on her after a long day at work or a night out with the boys. Batman, having a great idea, teleports the man to Themyscira, where they are approached by two Amazonian women, and they ask Batman, who is this scrawny man with the blade? Batman tells them he is a man who likes to beat on women, and he was going to kill his ex-wife. Then Batman decides he's gonna leave him there and takes off. He plans to go back for him in a couple of days. Next, Batman decides to just go back in time to the night that Joe Chill killed his mother and father. To Bruce, because he can experience time in a different way than everyone else, this feels like it just happened a day ago. And as soon as he gets there, the mood quickly changes from sadness to anger. And Bruce, staring into the eyes of Joe Chill, tells the chair, take me to Joe Chill. Gotham State Penitentiary. The angered god of knowledge appears in front of Joe Chill in his cell, nearly scaring him to death. Joe begins to scream, but the guards cannot hear him, because Batman has placed barriers all around the cell so no one can interrupt their conversation. He teleports his parents' murderer to the alley where it all happened 20 years ago. Joe relives the night in his mind where he felt all that power. He felt like the power of the Wayne's life was in his hands, and he imitates with his fingers making the symbol for a gun. But for some reason that night, Joe spared the boy. Batman leans over and asks Joe, why did you do it? And Joe tells Batman, why should I tell you? And Batman gets up and says, because I'm Bruce Wayne. So ultimately, Joe Chill did create Batman. If he hadn't have killed his parents, we would never have Batman. Batman wants more than anything to kill this man, but that would be too easy. That would be a release from this agony he has to live with. Joe is curled up in the corner of the cell, and he is so scared because he is trapped in the cell with a god whose parents he killed. Batman is a god now, and this has become 100% personal. Batman reaches down and grabs Joe and screams at him, you will forget everything. You do not know who the Batman is, and you will never know. Batman quickly teleports out of the cell, and Joe is left groveling on the floor with no idea why. Back at the Batcave, Batman returns home with Alfred waiting. Batman is hurt and is bleeding because the chair is not liking how Batman is using it. Batman looks to the future now, because with the immense power of the chair, he can focus on not just many, but he can narrow it down to one. Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome. This is going to be the recap and review for Justice League Darkseid War Batman #1. Now, guys, this was an awesome, awesome, awesome comic. This comic was titled God Only Knows, and it was a fitting title for this because Batman is the god of knowledge. That is amazing. Batman with godly powers, holy shit. Batman with no powers is scary as shit. So I really enjoyed this, guys. I really did enjoy this book because Batman with no powers is extremely scary. But now we got Batman with the powers of a god who knows everything and knows everything that will be. That is amazing. My favorite parts of this book were Batman and Jim, we all know, are very close friends. Jim is really the only one that really believes in Batman and what he does. But their relationship is strained in this because Batman keeps catching crooks before they do the crime, and Jim has no choice but to release them, knowing that they'll probably do something just as bad, if not exactly what Batman said, in the future. So this book takes an awesome twist right there, right off the bat, that Batman needs to choose between logic and the power, or he needs to choose between his humanity, because his choices are starting to make less sense about anyone else and just trying to enact revenge, which is something you don't want to do. I love what he did with the criminals in the car, telling them to make a fire out of their car seat cushion when he drops them in Antarctica, or the beater that he sent to Themyscira, the land ruled by women. And yeah, that's awesome. The woman beater goes to the Amazonian kingdom and lands in the middle of the land ruled by women, and they're told that he beats women. Yeah, good luck with that guy. He's going to get flogged. In this book, I really did love the art. The art was done by Fernando Pasarins, and the art really makes me feel like I'm part of the story. It's very entrancing, beautiful, beautiful line work, gorgeous color. And it really just pulls you right into the story, makes you feel like you're part of it. It flows really well with the storyline. Now, the story itself, the writer for this book was Peter Tomasi. And I've got to say, I love this book. I zoned into certain parts, and I was super stoked when we got to see Batman go back and confront Joe Chill. I mean, that was probably my favorite part. And then Batman to lose it and reveal his identity to Joe Chill just to erase his memory at the end. I mean, this story was great. It was, like I said, a single issue. This was an amazing single issue. I cannot wait to see where they go with this storyline. The whole Darkseid War is awesome, and I just can't wait to see where they go with the Batman storyline, because so far this is amazing, and my favorite one I've read so far. But all in all, guys, this was a great book. I was really stoked to read it once I saw Darkseid War spinoffs were coming out. We were going to get Batman, Green Lantern, Flash. Those are all the ones I went and bought, and I'm really excited to do these. So this was a really cool comic, like I said. I'm probably going to give this one, to be honest, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. For a single issue, it was really cool. It explained where you had been, where you're going, and it really showed that Batman really is a god at this point in time, and he's not to be fucked with, and he's just not to be messed with. I really enjoyed the aspect of them making Batman so overpowered. It really had a great pace to the storyline. It felt like a great standalone story. You didn't really seem to need to know a lot entering this story. You didn't really need to know a ton of backstory, but only thing you really need to know is that Darkseid is gone and Batman has powers, which they kind of explain. So guys, let me know what you guys thought about this issue down in the comments down below, guys. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to keep up with all the comics we will be reviewing every single week, guys. And I will see you guys next time for another recap and review. If you liked the video you just saw, make sure you rate it with that big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you can check out all the other nerdy videos we have just like this one.